have your fear, which might become reality. And you have Godzilla, which is reality.
I'm sick of Godzilla. Wake up, everyone! There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
We're safe enough. No human being can understand that. The monsters on Monster Island can understand it.
Whether he returns or not, or is never again seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain.
The long-awaited conclusion of the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. We're going to talk about it tonight. Jay, how you doing?
Good. I think it took us longer to discuss the trilogy than it actually took for the trilogy to come out. But we can put a bow on it, and hopefully nobody.
We're done. We don't ever have to talk about it again. Dude, it's been like a whole month.
Yeah, you've obviously been out and about. I love the footage that you sent us over that we were able to get up on the channel from Toy Fair. Lots of cool Godzilla stuff, lots of cool Ultraman stuff. That had to be super fun.
Yeah, it was cool seeing everything. Bandai had a lot of stuff, had a really cool Ultraman setup. They always have a ton of Godzilla stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I was actually for once excited about like all the Playmates stuff. You know, that stuff was all kind of behind a wall. You couldn't just walk up and see the Playmates Godzilla stuff, but they have a whole new line coming out. There's tons of pictures and videos of it out there already, but they're kind of rebranding and they're just going to be a general monsterverse.
Which I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but the toys will now cover all of the movies. There's like Skull Island toys coming out and just like all kinds of stuff. And there's like these big 24-inch figures that I might pick up they told us they're not available in the United States yet.
Oh, wow.
But they're available overseas and they're huge. And I'm like, oh, well, I might get those just because they're giant.
They're giant. Yeah.
But yeah, cool stuff.
I was impressed with the video, like just how much there was of that line. Right.
Yeah.
And knowing that like with not only the movies coming out and the second season of Monarch coming out, there's just a lot of opportunity for like tier B and tier C monsters and stuff to get released. And I didn't see this, but have they ever talked about or did they ever like mention in any of your conversations, or have you seen anything about like doing more like with the human characters as well? Or are they just worried that scale is going to be, it's not like even like Jurassic Park toys, like at least you have a better chance of getting scale somewhat crazy or somewhat accurate than the craziness of Kaiju. But I didn't know if they were ever going to do any of that.
I doubt it. They didn't mention it. There were no human. I mean, there was a big rollout of figures, and there were zero. No humans, anything. So just straight up.
I need a Kurt Russell figure. That's why I'm leaning Kurt Russell. Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe if the line does well and it. Which I feel like it's almost like the at this point, I think their Godzilla line does well enough that it's almost kind of like Jurassic Park, where it just like they'll just keep putting out Godzillas and Mothras and
I hope
all
so.
that stuff.
I mean, every movie Godzilla is going to be tricked up with like 700 different features and that means it's a toy for everyone, and I love it.
It's weird because like they said they were like going pretty heavy on the fact that it's going to be the going forward it's going to be open to all of the movies, but then it's like you say that, but there's no Muto figures, there's no King Ghidorah, there's no Rodan. It's like, are we going to get that stuff too, or are we just going to be focusing on? It was just a lot of Godzilla and Kong. There was a couple Mothras and some other stuff, but it was mainly those guys. But we'll see. It'd be cool to see. I like to see a Playmates King Ghidorah and see what it looks like.
100% in a Muto. Yeah, I think there could be some really cool stuff. And like I said, I mean, who knows what the next? I mean, there's no reason even guessing because whatever it is, it's going to probably be 12 times wackier than we think. I still think Godzilla's going to space eventually. I don't know. I think it's great. I just love the fact that those things exist, and we've talked about it here ad nauseum. Is like these things are great for the community and great for building fans. And the fact that you can have now little kids that are the age of like watching these films, now they can play with these monsters and toys. Like I wish we could have at that scale when we were little getting into Godzilla. Maybe I'm mad at them. Maybe I'm mad at the kids now. I'm very jealous.
Me too. I'm mad at the kids.
Yeah, 10-year-old Jay is very jealous of. But it was really cool. It was cool to see some of the monsters from, or at least one from Monarch.
The mole thing,
Frostmark guy,
the Frostmark, dude, it was cool. Like, I mean, they had a lot of the Haya toys were there, and a lot of prototypes, and those things look really good.
Yeah,
those Haya toys look so good, and Super 7 had their Mothra out. They didn't have their Batra, which I thought was weird, but they had the Mothra. Yeah, they had the Mothra, and the Mothra comes with a tiny little twins in the box. Yeah. I think, though, probably my favorite Godzilla thing at Toy Fair, like it's different. There's no sofubi at Toy Fair. It's all like the American companies that are putting stuff out. But I think my favorite thing is NECA unveiled a Godzilla, like one of the little trick-or-treaters that's wearing the classic Ben Cooper Godzilla costume in the box, and they had Godzilla and Jaws sitting beside each other, and I was like, what the fuck? Did this for me?
They just needed a kid dressed up in a Stephen King outfit, and it would basically be you.
Yeah, I was like, you guys did this for me.
Hey, you never know. There might be some truth to that.
Possible.
I had to put that one on the thumbnail for the video. And if anybody wants to see all of the great highlights and all the great Godzilla stuff, your video that we threw up on the channel, go on our YouTube channel. So good. Like, it was awesome. And I think that I've cut a lot too.
Yeah. And I think the Playmate stuff, if you go over to the Toy Anxiety channel, the Playmate stuff isn't in our video because that's all from day one. And we didn't get into Playmates until day 2. Mm-hmm. So there's a Playmates video on the Toy Anxiety channel that has the Godzilla stuff in it, so you can see all of that. But
cool.
Yeah, dude, it was fun.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I was jealous. I was very, very, very jealous. It looked super fun.
We could probably get you in the Toy Fair next year if you want.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You don't want to come to Toy Fair?
I had to sit down and talk about all the toy releases that came out outside of Toy Fair.
We watched your video on the way up. We were driving. Driving up to New York, we watched it. Me and
I was waiting for some notes, man. Where are my notes?
No notes, dude.
Hey, I tell you, and I know you've probably done it as well, but like podcasting, like when you podcast or get on here on YouTube and talk by yourself about things, even when you kind of know what you're going to talk about, like the topics, it gives you a newfound appreciation for like those one-man booth, like old school radio DJs and disc jockeys that can do it and like be entertaining and for like, and I know they get breaks with music and stuff, but even the little 10, 15 minute times, I'm like, whoa, like it's hard. It is hard.
You have to keep talking.
You have to keep talking.
You can't stop. Yeah.
I mean, and I can do that, but it's just like, it's very hard. I much prefer having a conversation and with more than just me and myself and I.
Same. Yeah. I'm not going to do it otherwise. Yeah, dude, that was Toy Fair. Toy Fair was good. I know we got tonight. We're gonna hit this Rebirth of Mothra. I know we got some pickups, and I heard how many slides you have.
Yeah,
as far as news and stuff. So I know we have a lot to talk about.
We do have some fun news. There's a lot of good stuff. I actually was able before I even put any of the slides, but I was able to watch a film. I think I'm going to do a little 5-minute video on it. It's actually a second time I've seen the film. I don't know. Have you seen? It's one of the kind of tokusatsu parodies, which I refer to now. This is a J term. I'm coining it. The genre. You have rom-coms. You have dramedies. The kaiju parody or tokusatsu parody is now the jokasatsu genre. And
I like that.
I did watch Super Legend God Hikoza from the same guy that did like Monster X Strikes Back and Seafood Wars and Executive Koala and Panda Goalkeeper and all these great films.
Okay.
But I was like, you know what? This probably isn't perfect for one of our main topics, but it was fun. I mean, I've seen it before. I just was like, I just want to watch this. You scrolled past it on Tubi, and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. It's a good one. So I'm going to do that, I think. But that's all I want.
Yeah.
But I didn't even tell you this. I was going to like drop this bomb on you like live, like right now. Speaking of pickups, I have to say, I'm going to on record in saying this group of pickups is the greatest week of pickups, 2 weeks of pickup, whatever you want to call it, that I've ever had in the history of this show. Not the most.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous because you have all of the best stuff. So that's saying a lot.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I really do. I'm like some, and it all was like relatively new stuff. It wasn't like, oh man, all these great pre-orders and they finally hit. These were like relatively recent finds, and from like a whole host of places, like very random, but they all hit at once. And I was hoping I had 2 more that would have like maybe been absurd, but they didn't make it here in time. But and once again, not the most expensive week, not the whatever. Like I just truly think though, if I had to go back and look at all the weeks, I don't know. I have one that I would trade for this roster of folks that I got.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. And
yeah,
and I haven't talked to you in like 4 weeks. I know that you're going to be bringing the heat too, so we're going to have a lot like this.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff, but I think you've seen it all because it's stuff that I've shown off on Toy Anxiety. It's stuff that I haven't shown here, but I don't think I have any. I don't have anything here that. I got a lot of stuff, but I think you've seen it all, so no surprises for you.
Nice,
but I mean, do you want to start? You want to do it?
You do some pickups. I think you should.
They love that sweet sound final. Get it as much as they can. Sometimes it's a glitter Godzilla, and sometimes it's Vector Man. For those Fest exclusives, it's gonna cost lots of yen. And let's hope that sofubi is off their holiday top 10. Kaiju pickups, oh what a glorious day. Oh, Kaiju pickups, now back to Jake and Jake.
Wow, yeah. I really love seeing that live so I can tell how many times I wear the same shirt. I'm literally wearing this shirt in like one of those clips that is like it doesn't.
No, you know, it's.
I'm just trying.
I don't want. I can't. I'm not going back way back to get clips from from the early years of YHS. It's like it was in the last year, and it's fair game. But,
Jay, what do you got?
I got some cool stuff. So the first one I'm going to show off. It's Japanese. It's sofubi. It has nothing to do with kaiju whatsoever. There's no way I can spin this, but I have to say it because it is something that I think the YHS fan, the Toy Anxiety fans, it's a thing that they like a lot, and I don't talk about a lot in here. But I love like old wrestling, like old school wrestling. I don't follow the modern stuff. You can tell me something gone on the last 10 years, I'd be like deer in headlights. But in the 80s, 90s, even like territory days before that, and especially All Japan, New Japan in the early 90s, Bertha Strong style, love that stuff. One of my favorite all-time wrestlers who is huge in Japan, one of the greatest gaijin ever to wrestle over there, was big in the US, but nothing like he was in Japan. I finally got from Medicom in their sofubi fighting series, which is their kind of wrestler series, all the way from Berger, Texas, the Lariat, Stan Hansen. I was able to get this Stan Hansen sofubi. He's doing the horns and everything.
Wow.
Master of the Lariat. How many people he's decapitated, who knows? But I was super pumped. There's a few wrestling sofubi ones that are like some of my favorite wrestlers that I really kind of want to get. Stan Hansen was at the top of the list. I want to get a Dos Caras from Marusan is another one of my favorites of all time. So really, really, really cool to get this guy. And I'm just going to start lariating some kaiju. It's amazing.
Jay, let me tell you what I love about that toy. It's clearly an adult man.
Yes.
As you could tell by the mustache.
Yes.
but the form of this figure, the proportions, kind of make him just look like a baby with a mustache. He's got like big baby eyes, and he's got the baby cheeks and short arms.
And it's so funny because obviously those that know Stan Hansen, he's the 300 pounds, tobacco always coming out of his face, like literally killing people. He's the guy that punched the eyeball out of Big Van Vader, and they're fighting. The eyeball actually came out of his socket. Love Stan Hansen. When I'm bored, a lot of times I'll just go and then just do I'll just YouTube Stan Hansen killing people, and it's super fun. Stan Hansen, Kenta Kobashi, still one of the greatest matches of all time. Anyway, so that was the first one. The second one is really fun because last weekend, like not the one we just came off of, but the one before that, I was hanging out a whole day with our good buddy Chaz Foreman of Chaz Pro Toys, Bang Kong, Space Monkey Go, or Star Monkey Go, excuse me, Tehara, all that good stuff. We were just hanging out. We hit up some toy shows. We hit up some like cool Gashapon arcades. We hit up a little bit of everything. And we were at a toy show, and we just went like, I hadn't been to this it's like a monthly toy show. It's 5 or 6 rooms of mostly Hot Wheels and half broken G.I. Joes and stuff like that. But we went, I hadn't been since I boothed there, literally like my second ever show or third ever show at Tokyo Toy Town. So it's been a couple years. And so we went, and lo and behold, we're like turning a corner, and there's a table with some like really cool, like one just table all thrown on there, like sofubi, like Ultra Kaiju, a lot of Marmot, some Marusan, like really cool stuff, mostly Ultra Kaiju focused. And we're looking, and I found, because I love the big chunky vinyl Paradise line from Marmot, and one of my favorite Ultra Q monsters is Peter, Peter, who became Ghidorah. And so I was able to get this really cool at a local Hot Wheels toy show for a steal.
That's
like
amazing.
$50 less than you would get on an auction. This funny vinyl Paradise Peter. So I have the M1 Peter, now I have the Marmot vinyl Paradise, but I just love these. And he's just a big pet lizard, man. I love
That's
him.
awesome. Yeah.
So it's cool. So this is a cool pickup because like totally not expecting it. Also, it's like, oh, this is a fun weekend I had with Chaz. So it's always good to tie with the memories. The next thing I got, it's funny. This was on my top 10 list. The very first one I ever did. Top 10 list one. It hasn't made it back. Okay. It's not like I haven't wanted it. It's just like, it's probably, number 16, right?
Right.
This one isn't even in the top 5 for this week. So top 4 of this week. So it's number 5. But I absolutely love this piece. I think it's so cool. And it's cool timing as we go to Japan because we're going to his museum. I had the Ski Boy. I had the glow-in-the-dark one. But this is the non-glow-in-the-dark one because you know what he comes with. He comes with the man himself. I got the M1 Subaraya.
Man.
Yeah, hello. So boom. So I got the Ski Boy and him. So I have this nice set, which I've been looking for a long time. And also an unexpected place I got that. I got that one off eBay. I don't think I think that's the last time I bought something off eBay, like a Godzilla thing.
Right.
So awesome. Or a sofubi thing. So cool. So I mean, just the fact that like I've always wanted this toy, and I've had the glow in the dark Ski Boy, but I wanted the non glow in the dark that came with him. It comes in a really cool commemorative box for his 100th birthday and everything. So just so good.
That's cool, man.
So we're gonna go to see his birthplace and all that good stuff in less than a month. If that, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but less than a month. So super pumped about that. Okay, the top 3 here are big, but the one I want to share before that, I think is also big. Oh, no. I have 2 more to share before the top 3 because I forgot I got these too. Oh, yeah. You'll love these from 2 of your favorite kaiju, from Sunguts and from the latest Winter Wonderfest. I got the Manda and Varan.
Hey.
Dudes.
The Manda's awesome.
He's literally a finger puppet.
That's so cool.
Looks like a frog. But I love these guys. They're so cool.
I like the Mando a lot.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
Sunguts is great. I love Sunguts so much.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So cool. But yeah, I mean, like it's like I got a Varan finger puppet. Like I love that so much. These are really cool. But from that same Wonderfest, dude, and no joke, I think this is one of my favorite. When you talk about design and just from the sculpt to the colorway to the goofiness of the whimsical nature to how fun it is to a little hidden surprise in it. Like I absolutely think this is one of my most favorite toys of the last year or so. And I'm just absolutely in love with it. And there's a few different variants of it, but this one came out at the February Wonderfest. And this is from Amakuma. This is our good buddy, Woo. Everybody loves Woo.
Oh,
so this is the glow in the dark variant.
Is that the one where the?
Oh yeah, but the best part, there's the mountain. You know, the lonely mountain where the little girl who dies in that episode, who sees Woo and Woo's her protector. Like just up there, look up there, the little mountain. It's so great. It's so great. I love this so much. Woo is the best, and this is a glow in the dark. It does a massive glow, but I don't even care if it glows. I just love the colorway as is. Because he is a snow monster. But I love the Amakuma Woo. I think it is one of my favorite toys. It's so good. It's so good. Amakuma is slowly becoming, or
killing it,
quickly becoming one of my favorite sofubi men.
I saw you had some of the you got some of their Godzillas on the site within the last couple of weeks, and I was just like trying to stop looking because I was like going to Japan, need to not be buying toys. But I saw you had the claw.
So good. Yeah, the 66. Well, he'll do more colorways of that one.
Sure.
I am super excited because I think a lot of like when we go into like the Hakaba Gallery or the One Up store or some of those, like not necessarily even like I'm sure maybe even at Mandarake, but like some more of the smaller shops, I think you'll see some of the Sungut stuff and get it there a lot cheaper. So it'll be great. Okay, so the last three, these are what put it over the edge. I think it's the greatest week I've had. So for the first one,
the top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
So on my top 10 list from Awesome Toy, and I already have one of these, but this was the one that I was worried about finding. I technically, like I had 3 of these to get. I have one that I've already shown off. I have one that's bought from Toy Underground and just hasn't shipped yet from Hong Kong. And this was the one I was the hardest to find because this is Fake Spectre-Man #1, the first release of the first Fake Spectre-Man. And this is the one that comes with not only a Fake Spectre-Man, but one of his favorite enemies, Bakura, the parasite. It has a fake Bakura because Bakura only has like one eyeball. So it has a little fake Bakura word. So it's double Pachi, double fake.
Wow.
So cool. It's like a little pet. It's like a glowworm.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. He's terrifying. I love this colorway. It's actually a different kind of color, vintage orange, yellow. This is like a cheddar. Than the vintage one I have. So it's like shades of like vintage Pachi yellow orange. It's amazing. I don't know. I love
That's
this
awesome,
so
dude. Yeah.
I was like this weird like knob on his head. I love it. But I was super pumped with this.
That's
love
cool,
this.
man.
Yeah. So good. The next one, Jake, I'm not lying. I didn't think this was a reality, not because of the cost. This is affordable piece. I've never in my sofubi hunting days seen this in person or up for sale. So
wow.
I got it. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing that made this so weird. It was off eBay also. I've had this, like literally I've had this, I've had the keyword, the search alert on for this for like 5 years. It's never popped once. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I'm like, okay, somebody misspelled something or whatever. And it popped. And I'm like, that's amazing. Is it real? Like, is this a bootleg? I checked. Are they shipping this from like the Philippines? Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
No, like legit seller, good stuff, sold other sofubi. So Oh, before that,
The top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
from Marvel,
Whoa!
we have the dark and long-haired monster himself, Hara. I found him.
Oh my
found him.
god!
I found him
On eBay.
on eBay.
Wow.
Who knew? I mean, I thought this guy I would find in like a Facebook group, right? Like somebody was like, "Hey, man, selling my collection. I'll probably get rid of this one." But I like was like, I don't even. My eyes glazed over, and I just hit buy. I didn't check the price or anything, but no, I did. But it was and it was like put it like this. It was a third. It was half of what I thought it would be. It's a third of what I would have paid for it. So I got it like. I think at like such a ridiculous steal. I told somebody I was talking to Sweaty Vinyl. I'm like, there's no way this shows up. I got scammed, and I'm like,
Yeah, you thought you were. Yeah,
I'm like, but then what a toy to scam somebody on. Like, if so, then well played,
dude. That's one of the coolest toys I've seen in a long time. I remember when you were doing your top 10 and showing it off. It's just like such a cool looking sculpt.
I mean, I got it. I almost shed a tear. It was that good. It was like
I'm
whatever.
glad you got it, Jay.
But my friend,
And that's number 2.
that's number 2.
Holy fuck!
Because number 1, the difference here is I almost shed a tear, and I did shed a tear because it goes without saying we got another
The top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
knocking 30% off today.
3 in a row.
This is one that I knew I would never get, or I thought I'd never get, and then I basically upgraded that to I know I'll never get it after Decon and talking to somebody that was very close. But from Play Toy Hong Kong and their partnership with Unbox, I was able to get, yes, my friend, Super Inframan. I was able to get him, and this variant is so cool because this black is actually translucent.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he has the mask or the helmet on. You can put it on here. Let's see if I can do it without that. Yeah, so he comes with that, and then he also comes with. Remember his super power punch fist things that shoot off? Mm-hmm. Oh, he comes with those as an accessory too, so you can switch them out. But I got this, and I was like, I just feel like of all the toys that I have yet to get, felt like I always talked about this one the most. And I was very, 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 very happy to get it. And also, like the other ones, got it for way less than I thought. Like, I honestly, like substantially less than I thought it would be.
Good.
Like, I don't even want to say how much more I would have paid for this thing, but I was, especially after talking to the guy from Unbox, I was just like, oh yeah, the mold's broken. I don't even have one. Like, it's never going to happen. I'm like, okay. So I thought I'd have to go to like Hong Kong or something and, find somebody with it, but it's Inframan, Super Inframan is done. So I feel like it's not just the knocking off the 30% of my top 10 list in one pickup. It is the fact that all the other little stuff, like I absolutely adore and I love. I mean, like Subaraya, the Manda and Thrawn, the Woo. I mean, these are like toys that they would have been on my top 10 list next year had I not been able to snag them here. And so that was it from Stan Hansen to Fake Spectre Man. Those are my pickups.
That's crazy, Jay. You got some good stuff.
Yes, I'm excited. Now, and also one other thing tied to it, getting last week, I got the big destroyer. I have no way to rearrange anything to make all this work. So this week I broke down that big arcade in my room.
Oh, so did you?
Oh yeah, it is. Half of it's in the garage, half of it's like 3 feet in front of me. But the whole space over there is completely blank. So I got to be on the.
Exciting.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It was not a hard decision. I've had that thing for a while. I love it. I do, but like, it doesn't bring the joy that it did when I first got it. And these do. And so I'm excited to look for some display options there because it's it's a good 60 inches and 6 feet tall. I have some options. And then it might be a full rearrange of the toy room. So we'll see. Yeah. Well, not a full rearrange, but maybe a substantial one though. But anyway, so
that'd be fun.
This put me over the edge. It was this Veron finger puppet that put me over the edge. I could not find room for him, so I was like, tear down the arcade.
That's awesome, dude. Jay, you got some really good stuff, man. Dude, I can't believe you got 3 off the top 10 list in one period of
It wasn't
shows.
planned that way, but yes, it happens.
Pretty
But then
insane.
I'll go like a 9-month gap here. So hopefully I'll find something in Japan, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Cool. I got a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I think you've seen most, if not all of it. It's weird because some of this stuff is birthday presents. We haven't recorded in that long that some of this stuff is from my birthday. But real quick, I did go to a VHS swap. First thing I got, I found Monster from Prehistoric Planet. We went to this like little VHS swap in Atlanta, and they didn't have a ton of good stuff. I think I bought 3 movies, but I saw this, and I was like, "Ooh, buying that!" So I now own this on VHS.
Love it.
I mean, of course. I did get from Craig and Abby got me a birthday present, which was so. I opened it and I was like, Craig, thank you so much. But did you just ask Jay? Like, because I'm like, I know you don't know what this is. You know, I was like, you said, Jay, this is how much money I'm spending. What does Jake want?
No, he didn't though. He didn't. No. He goes, hey, do you know like some things that Jake likes? And I literally sent him like,
I don't know, like a ton of stuff,
like 20 things. Yeah. And he focused in on, and he didn't say, hey, what about that one? He said, we need to get that one. And it was pretty quick. So I think he was him or Abby. I don't want to give Craig the credit. It might've been Abby. That was like, yeah, let's get him this one. So,
well, he picked a good one. I got this Kenagon here. Look at the pink in the mouth is so bright. I love that. And this is by
steal that one from you.
Is this let me make sure I got the right one. This is Yaumark.
Yeah, it's actually the Yamamark and the partnership with Blopus that does those crazy colors. Hey, Kaiju Toy Line of the Year nominee from last year or this year.
This is awesome because I feel like their sculpt is a little different than a lot of the other Kenagon sculpts. So
they were upright.
That
one has a pretty good glow on that one. Yeah.
Dude, whenever I opened this, I sent a picture to Jess, and she was just like, "Where did you get that?" I was like, "Calm down."
No, I you know me, I'm a huge fan of the Yamamark stuff. Their Chandlar and their I mean, I have from that same line in my collection. I have the Namagon. Their Garmon, their Red King. The Red King is really good. But I think their 2 best are the Canagon and the Chandlar. I think those are the 2 best.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome. I did get a couple things. Jess sent over a couple little sofubi, and now I don't really know anything about these. They're cool. I don't know who they are or what they are, but I got this weird little chainsaw. It's like a guy wearing a dinosaur suit with a chainsaw. I
saw you show that off on Toy Anxiety, and I don't know if it was Craig or Ryan or Abby who have said it, but I think all of us collectively watching were thinking, "Oh, that is a great slasher movie idea."
It's set the bottom of the feet. One foot says Japan,
okay, yeah,
and the other one just has the word Cure. So I don't know if Cure is a company or
So Cure did. There was a Hetera set that. Was it Marusan and Cure partnered with? But they were an artist toy maker as well. So I don't know anything about any of their other releases other than like I even have on the site like the Hetera Cure thing. I bet you there's information on that.
Yeah, you can find some info. The other thing she sent, which I really love, and also all the writing on it is in a language I don't speak, so I don't know what this is. But look at this cool like terror bird sofubi.
Oh, I've seen that in like Instagram, like scrolling through. What I think it's somebody that we might know that makes that.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna feel probably really.
It's it's this weird like bluish black. Cool. Blank. Yeah, I don't know, but this thing's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that on like I said, scrolling through Instagram. I gotta find that. It's gonna bug me too. Now you got two things that are gonna bug me. Oh, Terror, that's hold on. This might be it. Nope. That is.
Well, I know there's some other. I know there's like some other Terror Bird sofubi, but I don't know.
It's cool. It's a great pickup. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, no, because Hukokudo did one, but it's a little bit different than that one.
Yeah. There's also one that's like there's a Terror Bird sofubi out there that I've looked at before that's like a really expensive. Like an older, and I don't know if that's the one you're looking at, but
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, this guy's cool.
It's so cool. Yeah, those are good pickups.
Yep.
Jess rarely has any misses on her pickups.
Yeah. She gets good stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I also got now, Jay, you'll know these.
Well, one of them makes me angry because I don't think I've ever. I was so close to just telling you that it got broken in transit and then just me keep it. But I figured, he probably would come over here and see it, and I would probably forget to hide it, so I did not do that. But yes,
are you talking about these guys?
I'm not. No. Those.
You're talking about the other one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. These I'm like that. They spoke to me as saying like, we need to go live with Mr. Walsh.
Yeah, like, these. These, just to be clear, these were a gift from you for my birthday. Yeah. Jay, these are awesome, dude. I mean, everybody knows, anybody who's watching the show knows that Dodongo has flown into my heart in the last 2 years.
There's a song there, man. You got
and I love Dodongo. I feel so sad for him. But I love him, and you got me these pair of babies. These are awesome, dude. These are so cool. They're weird, thick boys.
Oh yeah,
love these.
I think like that's what I think. Why when everybody talks about like, oh, you can pack one sofubi maker and you have to have all their stuff. That's why I always go to Marmot because you have the pair of babies in that like 5-6 inch scale, and they have fun, funky sculpts, and they do Spectre Man. They do everything. They do Captain Ultra. They do obviously all the Ultras. Godzilla stuff, and then they have the Vinyl Paradise, like the Peter, these big, chunky looking things, and they have the Monster Heaven, which are the more like realistically proportioned, but with the most bold colorways. That's why I like it, and I think I felt like you needed to have at least one mummy figure to get mad at. Be mad at, and I figured he's the best. The Pear Baby version of him is the best.
Absolutely. Oh man, I got a couple more things. So one of these was this was a Valentine's Day. It was a lottery, and I won the lottery. And it is a special Valentine's Day pink blank of the Kappa Briner, and I needed that. I thought, eventually I'll get good enough at my airbrush that maybe I'll paint this guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
even just some little touches of like the reds and purples and white, however Valentine's you want to get with it, but like the base color is really cool.
Yeah, I also just like the blank. Yeah, it just looks really good, and I also like the other. I own another Kappa Briner, but I bought it from eBay. So it did not come with the bottom half of the Kappa.
Oh, his legs.
And the one I got on eBay didn't, but this one did, and I love that it comes in a little pickle. His little set of
mine
legs.
Didn't.
Yours didn't come with a. No, it didn't come. I want to keep. I'm keeping the pickle.
Yes.
Thing, so that's his legs. If you want to pull him out of his pickle car and put him in
I love it,
standing position. So love that. Got that. So we did on our way to Toy Fair, we stopped at the House of Fun. One of the best toy stores I've ever been in my life. It's in New Jersey. Check it out. Now they do have a lot of Godzilla stuff. But there's a lot of modern stuff. They got like a good bit of X Plus in there. They have these two really big glass cases. One's full of Godzilla, and the one next to it is full of like Ultraman and Kamen Rider and like Super Sentai stuff. And like it's like it starts with stuff I know. Then by the time I get to the bottom, I'm like, I don't know what any of that is. The Godzilla stuff, it's not a ton of sofubi. There's some sofubi in there, but it's a lot of like Bandai. There's Trendmasters. There was some stuff in there that I was like, oh, they had like one of the little Lady Milk Godzillas that I didn't have. Just like random stuff. The Ultraman stuff, there was really cool shit. Like just all kinds of like tin, vintagey stuff. I ended up not buying any toys in there. Like we were only we had to get to our hotel. We were only in there for an hour. And the store also is full of like every vintage toy line you would ever want.
So I know Craig and Abby were in heaven.
Yeah, Craig got some stuff. Everybody bought something, but for anybody who knows, this is the store where like 5 years ago we were driving through and I bought my Cloverfield toy. Yeah. I bought it from this store. So, but the one thing I did buy, I had never seen it before, and you had. I sent a picture to you, and you had seen it, but. I bought this amazing. You'll have to speak to this because there's no English in here, so I don't know. You knew exactly who put this book out.
Yeah, that's the Yuji Nishimura Toy Museum book. So that's the founder of M1, who you'll get to meet at G Fest. He'll be there, and I honestly and totally 100% truthful. I think that's the most important, the best Godzilla kaiju collectible, vintage collectible book there ever has been made. I think that's the best. Yeah.
It is beautiful. I saw it when I saw this and saw that it was a toy book. I was like, "Holy fuck! I don't care what this is costing. I'm gonna buy it." And it's just the way it's laid out. It's really simple. It's in Japanese, but it's like the amount of lettering. There's barely any. It's mainly photos and it's just cool because it's a lot of stuff you do know, but there's a lot of stuff you've probably never seen. I really love, let's see, this like Ultraman party, all the kaiju, like it's just awesome. This is a really great book, and I think anybody who's into kaiju toys or just toys in general, or just Godzilla in general, you should look up this book and try to buy it because it's amazing. It also had all the Japanese really cool receipts and stuff are still inside of it. So
they that book is so cool. I mean, it's expensive now. Like to even like getting it like the auctions inside. I mean, you're paying hundreds of dollars for that book.
Really?
So, yeah.
I'll say I paid $60 for this.
That's about half. That's about half of what it goes for. Like even on like the Japanese auctions. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very popular book. I mean, you put it up there with I think for us, like a lot of us here, like because we love Tom Whalen, we know he did the cover. That the Vinyl Conflict book is one that we always
love.
Like to have.
That book.
That's a great book. The So Crazy Japanese toy book that kind of launched the Mark Nagata collection, and Brian Flynn had some stuff in there. That was a really cool book with some awesome photos. Yeah. Those are some of my favorite like toy books when it comes to like Japanese collectibles and stuff. Those are that one right there is I think it's the best.
It's awesome.
And, yeah. And of course, like the Sean Lincolnback, he did the guide to Godzilla collecting or whatever that one was at the end. It had the big orange Bandai Godzilla on the cover.
Right.
That one is awesome. But yeah, you got the best, man. That's the best.
Hey, I was really happy to find it. I got just a couple more things. I know we're already almost 45 minutes in this episode.
People love us.
I got an amazing gift from our good friend Attack Peter over at Mondo. Sent this to me. It's beautiful. He shot me a text. He was like, "Hey, I don't know if you ever picked one of these up," and I was like, "No, I wasn't able to get it." So he sent me one, and I just have to say, dude, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. He sent me the. I don't remember what they call this colorway, but I like to call it the Godzilla versus X Kong colorway. It's like the pink and the blue.
The Vice colorway or something like
Vice something. Yeah. This is awesome. This is Peter's own creation, Takaro. How cool! You got the same color. Okay, cool. I could remember if you had the black and white one or not. Yeah. I mean, it's just awesome. We've talked about it before. The fact that Peter was able, I know it must feel really good to him to create a character and then have that character like officially do crossovers with Godzilla and Toho. That's really cool.
Yep.
So yeah, man. And Peter's such a good guy. I love this thing. I was really happy to receive this. So
it's awesome.
Peter.
No, it is.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
I love that colorway. I mean,
Me too.
yeah, I was when I everything with the Kickstarter and obviously stuff or whatever that Peter's talked about a lot on his channels.
Yeah.
I was bummed that the big huge art book thing, like the history and of Takaro and kind of the mythos around him, because I hope that gets out there one day, because it's the images that he did share and the pre-production and everything were so good.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really fun. Takaro is such a fun character, and I don't know. I think it's great. I'm so glad that that toy came to fruition. Actually, now with 2 colorways. It's so good.
I agree. 2 more, and Jay, if you want to hit that thing.
Oh, no way!
The top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
Hit the thing.
Hit it, Jay. I mean, you helped me get this, and I know it feels like it was so long ago, but I did get the Toho Festival champion Toho Festival Godzilla here. I think we maybe ordered this literally the night that we did the episode. That's crazy because that was so long ago, and I've had this in my house for months. Mm-hmm. It feels like, but we haven't showed it off on here yet, right? No, I don't think so. So this is amazing. This is one of my. It's weird how a sofubi can just you could not know it exists, and you see it and you're like, oh, it's my favorite toy. I just love everything about this. When this came in, Jay, it was in a really big box because you sent the other thing that I'm going to show next came at the same time, and it worked. They were like, what's in there? They were like, we want to know, because it had your Toku Toy Town, and they were like, what'd you buy? And I'm like, oh, it's some toys. And they're like, well, that's a big box. Open it. So I opened it, and I was showing this off at work, and everybody was like, what the fuck is that? Everybody's in awe of it. The thing that I love so much about this is this looks like a toy. This is the most toy that I own. This Godzilla, he just looks like a fucking toy. It looks like a vintage old everything from the color to the shape. I love this so much. So thank you for helping me find this immediately. We were like, all right, we're doing it. So
it's awesome. It's an awesome toy. The fact that also it represents an emblem from a festival from the 70s that was where one of your favorite films, Godzilla versus Megalon, was shown. I just think it's it took a logo of a defunct festival 30 years after the fact to make this amazing toy. I agree with you, everything that you said. It's awesome. It's great.
This is I know this is an older figure, but this is a figure of the year figure, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If we can retroactively,
or if we did our top 10 favorite pickups from the year, it would be
this is awesome. One more thing, and this wasn't on my list, but I had to show it last because it's insane. And Jay, you came across this, and you were basically
this is not on your list.
I had you know what? I guess this was on my list, wasn't it? It was
the top 10 wishlist pickup alert.
I think it was.
You're right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. This toy line was on my list, but we didn't know this existed. I had Ultraman Kids on my list of just stuff that I wanted to get. And while we were searching for the Toho Champion, we came across this, which I never could have dreamed existed. And it's a Ultraman Kids train set.
The greatest toy that's ever been on the show.
Holy fucking shit. The fact that this is complete, it has the box with it. It's got preschool or play school styled Baltan and Ultraman and then it's got we're gonna have to do some searches and see if you can buy other packs of other characters, because there's this really amazing Pigmon on the back, and like I want to get other characters for it. It takes batteries. It actually goes around the track, and now that I've shown it off, and it's got a little bit of tear, like it's been opened, so that means I won't feel bad about pulling this completely out and getting batteries for it and seeing if it still works. I don't know how batteries work in Japan. Are they the same?
There are some different batteries depending on what era. Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at the diagram, and this looks like double A's to me, but who knows? Like, that's what we're seeing.
Let's roll with it. Let's see.
That's
the whole video.
Here's the thing, Jay. I was watching one of a video on YouTube recently of a toy haul, or not a toy haul, but like they were doing a toy hunt in Japan at like a flea market. And I sent you this video and I said, hey, watch this. And one of the things they found was a dancing Santa Claus Ultraman, which is now on literally has moved to the top of my list. And by December of this year, I want to be able to set this up, this train set. I want to get a little Christmas tree to put in the middle. And I want Dancing Ultraman. Not that this is, Christmassy on its own, but it's a fucking train. So this is amazing. And it's even got like Ultraman, a sticker of Ultraman in the train, like he's driving the train.
I have a feeling, and I could be wrong. I think on our trip, I think they'll come across a few Ultraman Kids things.
I think so too.
Wow.
So House of Fun had a Ultraman Kids plush, but plush is not really in my. It's not really in my. I don't really buy it. So, but they did have a little Ultraman, like maybe this big, and it was specifically the Ultraman Kids. But that train set's awesome. Hey, we're an hour in. Amazing pickups.
Yeah.
Jay, let's get into. I know we got a lot of news and stuff. Let's get into it so we can.
The good thing, Jake, about the news is there's a lot, but it's like zoomed through stuff. It's nothing that we have to have a big intellectual on. So let's say it's time for a little bit of news.
It's the Monster Island news for you. It's everything about kaiju. From that Monster Island crew, there are others that do it and they're okay to choose. But there's only one super trusted, amazingly handsome Monster Island crew. Can you believe they're doing that to the Monsterverse? You missed another on Raccoon Lottery, that's the worst. You didn't hear about all those exclusives, no, you're not cursed. You just need another source for news and you'll find out first. Oh yeah, the Monster Island news for you. It's everything about kaiju from that Monster Island crew.
Alrighty. I love that they thought we're amazingly handsome. So thank you, mysterious writers of that song. So we've had a little warning to the viewers. We've had some issues here with PowerPoint. So it might be a little clunky. So bear with me. I will not be able to see Mr. Walsh, but we'll do what we can here. Let me add this in.
We'll get by. I can see you. I want to let everybody know.
I can still see you right now, but let's see. I'll tell you when I cannot see you. I cannot see you. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you see the slides?
I can.
Great, then we're good. Just so if you want to make any bad faces at me, now is your time. But we do have a little bit of news. I want to start off with some movie news. Not a ton to add here other than just like a big thumbs up for the Monsterverse. We've had a lot of casting for Godzilla X Kong, and dare I say we got like our first notable star here with Mr. Matthew Modine, hot off of the Stranger Things Oppenheimer wave, and maybe still riding a little Full Metal Jacket 40 years later or whatever, 50 years later. But I think Matthew Modine is a great addition, and the rumors he's going to be like a high-ranking military person, which I think makes sense.
I love Matthew Modine. I've always thought he was great. Full Metal Jacket. He's in this great movie called Orphans. He's in the best episode of Law and Order SVU in existence. He is awesome. I think he's such a good actor, and I was really excited to see him added to these increasingly worse movies. So I think this is a good sign for Godzilla X Kong 2.
Well, so I'll admit one thing. And first off, thank you to Kaiju United. I got this from their site. They're great. Jacob and the team do wonderful stuff. But when I saw this pop up on their site and it said like Matthew Modine, like casting news or whatever, the first thing my head went to was like, oh, it's for Monarch. Because I'm like, okay, this is going to sound terrible, but they got like some bigger names, like more maybe classic. What do you think of like actors that would fit into those roles? I was like, oh man, like I could see Matthew Modine being maybe an old buddy of the Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell character or something. I think it'd be great. But hey, let's see what he can do, man. Yep. It'll be great. So that's a little bit of the movie news, but let's get into some toy releases. There was a lot of cool stuff. Once again, like nothing here that like I think. I don't want to say nothing will like blow your socks off because some of it actually is awesome, but nothing from like new people we haven't heard of that's like totally random. And as I say that, I might eat those words in a couple slides. But first off, let's talk about X Plus North America. Ooh. Yeah, so we know that they've been really kind of growing since they've announced their official presence here in North America and doing a lot of cool, unique things that are exclusive. They did the 62 that was with the Imperial style colorway. They're launching that Toho Kaiju Wars series, which are like 6-inch toys, kind of like Toho Maniacs. And then I thought this Destroya, the poster version, is very, very cool. You can pre-order it now, $250. It's in the 25 centimeter collection, but it's to scale, and Destroya is huge. So it's actually 13 and a half inches tall. I think this is a great, awesome piece, and I love the fact that it's tied into the poster and everything, but I thought this was a great release from them.
Yeah, I like this color. It's like, it's crazy because it's not super different from, it's like not too crazy of a color other than like what Destroyer really looks like, but the black, it just looks like
it's charged.
They should call it like the Darth Vader variant or like the Mustafar. He looks like a
Darth Destroyer. Oh yeah,
he looks like a volcano that just exploded. This is cool.
Destroyer. I love that. That's great. So we have more X Plus news. I think X Plus was kind of the heavy hitter here this last 2-week period, and what's going to be rapid fire these. We had a favorite sculptors line, 30 centimeter, this really cool that purple is actually translucent vinyl, the heat ray radiation version. This was released exclusively at Godzilla the Art, the exhibition. So you can only get this at the event. $340, that's kind of going rate for a 30 centimeter Shin. And this one is like really cool. Love the dynamic pose.
Yeah, really good pose.
Oh my gosh. So that was cool. They did re-release, and I say re-release, the sculpts are similar or the same. They did change the colorway a bit. The 2-pack of from GMK of Mothra and Baragon, and this is the Fierce Battle color version, a little bit more weathering on the Baragon. And once again, the fact that you can get both of these X Plus for $250 or less is
pretty
amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there will be a US release coming soon. Speaking of North America again, X Plus North America, the gigantic D4Real Shin Godzilla is up for sale now. Go get it. It's going to be released in July. So this bad boy, it's a 11-inch tall, 24-inch long D4Real of, fully awakened version of Shin Godzilla. Amazing piece. I'm not a D4Real, but the gigantics are great.
Yeah.
And the last thing, this was once again another one of those re-release with an updated paint job from the LMS series, the Daikaiju series, Ultraman, the Type A Ultraman. And this is a Subaraya store limited, 9 inches tall, very affordable. This is going to be released in August. You can get it at the Subaraya store online, which does have, I think, like a native proxy service there, like that's built in, kind of like how world shipping is for like a Hakuba Gallery. There is one that's there that you can buy that pretty easily. So really cool stuff from X Plus. They had an excellent 2 weeks.
Really good stuff all around.
So this is awesome. So this is a new brand. This is a new brand, new maker, a new toy maker called Tracool or Trackle. They're famous, or not they're famous. They're focused on really accurate high-end stuff. But they're also doing what they're calling this artist line. And this is their first release. And they're launching this Busca that's very suit accurate. I mean, you can even tell kind of like where the sleeves of the suit meet up with the hands and everything, very much like it would have been on the set of Kaiju Busca. This thing is up for pre-order right now. You can go to tracool.jp, and it's amazing. So I was on their site, right? I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this thing is great. You know, it's like 7 inches tall, but it's highly detailed, really cool. And I see they have a premium line. So I click on a premium, and there's a Canagon. I'm like, this Canagon is freaking amazing. I open it up. It's $7,000. Not yen, 7,000 US dollars. And that's made out of like, I don't know, some like
space titanium. Jesus Christ.
All the money he's ever eaten comes with him. It's in the belly, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's out of like some like clay or porcelain. Like it's basically like a piece of like very fragile art. But it looks amazing. But I was like, whoa. But anyway, so let's keep our eyes out for these guys, because I think this is a really freaking cool, not sofubi, more X Plus style. But like if they're doing crazy stuff like Busca, then hey, rock and roll, man.
Yeah, I love the pose too. It's a different pose than you're used to seeing Buscan.
100%. Okay, moving on. Okay, so I missed this lottery, so shame on Jay. So MDA, which is Shinji Nishikawa, is partnered with those guys, and they he designed this and Unbox, our buddies from Unbox, who did the Inframan. They released this lottery, and it's this kind of chibi style, D4 Real style Godzilla 54. I love the eyes. I love the pose. Unbox does such amazing stuff. And this was an exclusive on the Hakaba Gallery site. And this thing was only $95. And it was almost 7.5 inches tall for this D for real style thing. I mean, for people that like this style, this is a great piece.
I mean, this looks like it was just pulled right off the page by Shinji. Like this, I mean, like this is his art style is very, very noticeable, and you can tell who did it immediately. And I mean, I feel like I've been looking at art from him that looks like this my entire like kaiju loving life, so it's like it's about time that there's toys of his artwork. Yeah. This is cool.
I agree. I think it reminded me of like how they were able to capture like Attack Peter's style in like the Mecha Godzilla and the Takaro and stuff. Like it's really cool to see that stuff get translated to perfection like this, right? Where it literally like it is that thing and nothing else. It's not like, oh, inspired by. It's actually like, no, that is the 2D, now 3D. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. But totally missed this lottery. Totally missed it. Just too much stuff. Too much stuff. Okay, the next thing. So these, I'm not going to spend too much time on these because these everybody was talking about. I feel like if you're listening to this show, you probably saw 7,000 posts on this. But Frog Tree and this Godzilla vinyl art burning collection, the ukiyo-e style, which is that kind of Edo style of art from the Edo period, with a lot of the clouds and the wisps and everything. And these two pieces from Frog Tree sold out in like a second, I think. They're amazing. I have nothing but like this, the design, the concept, everything about it, freaking amazing. They were great. And I think that 3 inches is a typo. I think that should be, I think these were these 13 inches tall? They were big.
Probably.
So I think there's the ones missing there. But anyway, they sold out quickly on the premium Bandai site. They're coming out in June. I can't wait to see everybody's when they post pictures, those that were fortunate enough to get these.
Yeah, I want to see them in person. These are really beautiful, and I like the style and the different, just the look. The colors on both of them are great. Very cool.
Yep. Okay. So okay.
Oh my God.
So we've been sharing.
Yeah, we've been talking about these
back and forth messages on these. So at the Siccaluna Fest that's coming up, Marusan, Kaminaga-san, we love you. Thank you for everything that you do. But you're making us mad because I think you might have achieved sofubi perfection between sculpt, colorway, choice, everything, marketing, you name it. But he basically took 6 Maruman, original Marusan original kaiju. He took Kong from Return of Ultraman, and he took the 3 kaiju from Space Amoeba from Yog, and these 10 pieces to this date. Like maybe tomorrow we get more, right? We don't know.
Yeah, they're every day there's another one, it seems.
They've released this in what he's calling his Sea Monster Wars series with all similar colorways. Jake, take it away because I'm angry because these are so freaking good.
Yeah. So what's crazy to me is like, we've seen, a lot of these before, the sculpts or whatever, but it's like, it's that kind of thing where I've seen the Maruman figures plenty of times, but it wasn't until they started posting these with these colorways and stuff that I was really, really taking notice of them. And the Maruman specifically, especially the 2 on the bottom on the left and right, the 2 that are like, they're very similar looking, but one's got crab claws and the other one's on all 4. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about all of these guys that is, they're beautiful. Those
are the same kaiju. They're
the same guy.
That's the classic, like similar to the original Maruman, and then the one on the left that's standing up is the newer one.
Okay. Because I was like, they look very. They're very, very similar. So I wasn't sure what the deal was. Well, these all look really great, man, and it's just like the colors, the backdrop. They put these photos on. They're very eye catching. And I had been sending them as they've been releasing every one. I've been sending them to Jess, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to get at least some of these. I would love to get all of them, but I was like, these are just beautiful. Like these are what sofubi should be. They just look great. They're very cool designs, and I mean, even like all of them. I don't really have a bad thing to say about any of these, and I just can't wait until these are out and like imagining what these look like on a shelf together. It will be great. It will be really. I'm super excited for this line.
They capture vintage. They capture just everything that's great. Like you nailed it. And I'm really excited for I love. I love Space Amoeba, and I don't have a Ganame or a Kamiba. I have a lot of Gezora, but I would love to get.
Well, Gezora cool. I don't have any of those guys either, and the Gezora is so cool.
Yeah, 100%. So great job, Marusan. One of the coolest things that they've released in a long time. So kudos, high five, all that good stuff. I was really excited.
Love them.
Yeah, and like I said, they might not be done.
Dude, I hope they're not. I hope this is a huge. I don't know what it is, but it's just like something about that shade of red on top of that shade of green. It's just they look great.
I mean, let's just do every sea monster in Ultra, in Toho, in Maruman, and all of these lines.
I
agree. Monster. That'd be so good. So you loved that, and so similar. When I saw these, I got very excited. So I love Sunguts. I love what they do. And don't get me wrong, the Ultra 7 and the Garamon and Kanagon repaints on the Red Man, I love those colorways. But we got to talk about these sharp dressed dudes here. So we've seen the Coronia, we've seen the Alien Shadow. I think we've seen the Cicada Man and the Keemer Man. The Robot Chief from one of my favorite Ultra 7 episodes, right there in the middle. That to me, no joke, that is a must-own. I don't have anything. I didn't know they made a Robot Chief toy. That's one of the coolest, weirdest, wackiest, funkiest episodes. And I kind of want all of these dudes who all, they love to get dressed up.
Yeah, you need them all.
They're great.
You can't just get one of these guys.
I know. They're wonderful. But the Robot Chief to me was of all the things, that and the Seafood series, sea monster.
You thinking about Seafood Wars?
I was thinking about Seafood Wars. Yeah, the seafood series, I guess. I mean, maybe for like Godzilla and other kaiju, they were seafood. But hey, Kamiba was. Anyway, Robot Chief is like, just look at that. I mean, that is just, it's just disturbing animation.
It is
because
disturbing.
His character,
I don't like it.
I love it. So I love this one.
He
So
looks like he looks like you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and he's staring at you.
No, that episode, like, I mean, it is. That is like a Jacob Walsh episode. I think you would really like.
Oh, I gotta watch it then.
Yeah, the Ultra 7 one that's one of the better ones. It made my top 10 Ultra 7 episodes for sure. Okay, so now another festival that we don't talk about a ton are the Treasure Festas. It's, I always view it as like, okay, what are the new Saro Jirushis coming out? But Caractix, I think, was probably the winner from coming up at the TFO this weekend. And they had a lot of new releases, new colorways, and they had a couple that I love that they are releasing for a second time. So you have another opportunity to get them. They have another colorway on the Rocking Ghidorah and the Rocking Godzilla and the Canagon and the Cocoon. They have the Popey style Godzillas there, which are great. But the re-released Final Wars Hedorah, I don't ever remember that being released the first time. So like, to me, I was like, this is freaking amazing. Like, it's great. And then, of course, the Godzilla in the Popey colorway with the Minya on the back in the tank. Just beautiful.
Yeah, dude, this stuff's all great. Like, we've seen, I mean, the Godzilla in the rocking chair, get the fuck out of here. Like, these are all amazing. Yeah. I mean, there's not, and you're right about that Hedorah. It's such a cool, I love this squatty little fat. He just looks good.
But he still has his like penis hand. It's still, okay, so Mushroom Festival also happened, and this is what I was talking about, rapid fire, because there wasn't a ton of like what we would think of as like truly like licensed stuff from those guys. It was a lot more like decon style. But Mushroom Festival, looking at the toys there, I think I came up with like 10 things that like we gotta have. Hey, one of our Toys of the Year candidates, the Lestang Juros, had a second release, along with an Ultraman. They did a clear purple of that sculpt, so yay. We've talked a ton about all the Swimmy Design Lab stuff, and the Matongos.
Love the Matongos. Yeah.
And I love that they did it with like different partners for each one, the styling and stuff, like different artists. That was great. I mean, one of your favorites, Vega Relics and Francesco Luperoso, that does, of course, Mecha Milk, the Jello Raw and Spooner Raw got, official release there. I know the ones that pre-ordered are shipping soon too, which is great. The next two, to me, because they were totally new to me, I think were just like shockingly amazing. And that's this Daruma Godzilla, the Darujira, that Vega Relics also is part of. These three things with the Daruma in the stomach, like, oh my gosh, so good. And then the Tan and 10. I don't even know where to start on this, but I mean, little mechanics inside, a little, claw hand inside the stomach. It's weird and crazy and wacky and awesome. So I just thought I had to call it Mushroom Festival because there was so much good stuff that hit everybody's Instagram feeds.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. Like, it's felt kind of like an overload, all the Mushroom Festival stuff, but it's all really fun stuff.
Yeah. So, and this one I had to put in there as well. So yes. So this is kind of cool. Especially if you have like $2,500. So there was another Godzilla art exhibit, and this mono Godzilla art figure from the Sakai collection by two artists, Magman and Remar. And so what they did, this is actually really cool. They're known for taking like basically things that we can't process, certain types of fishing gear and discarded plastics that are just really, really hard and expensive to do. And so they took it and they made it into art. And I love these. And this is this is the same figure on either side. And they did 3 different sizes, the largest one being 60 inches tall.
Wow.
But all made of this. And I love it because, on one side, it's classic Godzilla. And then on the side on the left, you have a duck arm, a fish leg. You have, I don't know if that's supposed to be alligator jaws or what, or whatever on the tail. You have, it looks like a little car for the top of the head. Like, it's basically done in a different style. Looks awesome. And I thought these were really, really cool. and worth mentioning because of the environmental message, but also the fact that like, hey, there ain't been a Godzilla that looks like this before.
Yeah, that's true. It's like recycled.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an art project. I saw
Yeah.
these too. I thought they're really cool. And
Yeah.
I would love to see that 60-inch in person just to
Me too. Oh
just
my
to
god.
see something like that. It sounds
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, and then I will take a pause here. And there we go. So that's the toy news.
Wow, a lot of good stuff. Makes me want to buy a lot. Jay, I bought a toy tonight, and listen, I'm trying.
While we were going through that.
No, I bought it before we started. Trying not to buy. I actually thought you were maybe going to have it on the slide, but trying not to buy any toys right before Japan. But sometimes stuff pops up, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know that existed. I got to buy that." But we'll talk. I'm not going to give it away. We'll talk about it.
Okay. I was.
I'll tell you, but we're not going to tell them. That way, I can I'll tell you after the show.
Premium content. So do you want to talk a little Rebirth of Mothra 3?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into Rebirth of Mothra 3.
We watched a film today, oh boy. This is the part of our show that's not about toys. We didn't research this particular piece of media because there's a ton of podcasts that'll read from Wikipedia. But you know, we'll tell you what we honestly think, like how Orochi's grand and Yonguri stinks. We'll tell you that Inframan can change your very life. Pretty sure Jake wants Princess Dragonmon to be his wife. We know some people simply won't want to hear us, but they're probably the same ones that like Mega Gear us. Whoa! We watched a film today, oh boy, let's just hope it's not Mega Gear us. Yeah, let's hope it's not Mega Gear us. Mega Gear us is so dumb.
Hey!
That was insane.
Hey, we didn't watch Mega Geras.
No, nor will we ever again. Listen, we watched Rebirth of Mothra 3.
Yes.
Finished out the trilogy. Been a while since I've seen this one. Just, you know, I honestly, it's probably been the exact same length as the other two, but I don't know. I think this one's probably it's enjoyable. I think it's probably as good as the first one. You know, it's better than the second one. It's not like a groundbreaking film, but I enjoy this film mainly because how did King Ghidorah get one of his best looks ever in the fucking Mothra? But I think King Ghidorah is amazing in this fucking.
Yeah. No,
so weird.
I agree. Everything you said 100%. The grand King Ghidorah look is like, it's the best. It's the best he's looked 100%. Like,
it really is. I mean, even the like prehistoric Ghidorah is really cool. And I like the lore of like, hey, King Ghidorah hundreds of years ago he just looked different and he evolved like that. You know, they don't even really go into it too much. They're just like, he looked different back then. He was young. Yeah. And I like that. And it's also like kind of cool and weird that Ghidorah he's trying to do something. He's not just attacking for the sake of attacking. He's like, it's like, oh, there's a brain in there. He's kidnapping children. Yep. Like he's got a plot, you know, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, you know, to think of Ghidorah as a like thinking.
No, he's like a tool awesome. For whatever the alien. Yeah, but yeah, 100%. No, I think that was cool. I love that. It always cracks me up that this film was like, poor King Ghidorah. You had to do this, like, oh, we'll put him in this weird, wacky time travel movie in 91. And it's like, okay, well, like 7 years later, we'll put him in another one. Yeah. It's like something about him. It's like, it's either mind control or time travel. Those are the only two things that he's allowed to do. But you know, it's funny about this film. I think when you read and you listen to a lot of people, I think the majority opinion is that, you know, the design is good. The designs are good. But like the human plot and all that type of stuff is just really, really bad. And I agree that like the plot is a little convoluted and stuff, but I actually don't align with the majority. I actually think like the humans in this one aren't as annoying and not. I mean, they're no less developed than any of the other characters in this trilogy. And I actually find them like probably the least annoying, especially the kid. I mean, we had a Kenny that wasn't a Kenny, you know. I thought it was overall like not great, but I thought the human characters and actors were not really any reason to say that was like holding this film back.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like it's definitely like so I logged this in my Letterboxd account after I watched it today, and I'm trying to on Letterboxd, I'm trying to rate and review every movie that I watch as I go. And I'll tell you, my review for this movie was basically that I'm letting a lot of stuff go based on how cute these movies are. You know what I mean? Like the cuteness and the design is going a long way for me, because the movies themselves are not great.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be, brain teasers or anything because the audience is.
But I just like,
honestly, I thought this one, if anything, like with the going back in time and having like not making a huge deal about the tail falling in there and regenerating. Like I thought it might have been a little complex for the target audience.
I'm just like, I'm a sucker for all the really awful dinosaur puppets and
we gotta talk about,
and like all the stuff with the sisters, like I've loved them from in all three movies, even the second movie, which is like pretty bad. I just love all the like the cute outfits and the creatures that they're riding on, and like I love all of it. It bummed me out a little bit that some of the casting has changed between characters that are in like that kind of bummed me out. I was like, oh, they couldn't, okay, something happened here. But it also felt like this movie is it felt like it's filmed different. It feels a little more
almost like grainier and
I was like, this feels more like a Heisei Godzilla film as opposed to just like a silly kids show.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so accurate. I felt the same way. Like it does feel like it's it was just done by different people, but then again, you think about it. We'll talk about this in the fun facts and stuff, but like it is like the first show without Kawakita as director of special effects since Return of Godzilla.
Right.
So like that might have factored, but even beyond that, I think even the cinematography, even the everything, like I think is like it does feel more like it would fit within that Godzilla Heisei era than the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy.
Yeah. Let me tell you two things that annoyed me, and one of them I'll have to ask you because I'm not 100% sure. I don't know, what's what, but so like in the first Rebirth of Mothra, you have the classic Mothra that shows up and she dies, and then he dies, and then you get Rainbow Mothra, and then
Mothra
it's the same. It's Mothra Leo for the rest of the movie.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the last movie and in the other movie, Rainbow Mothra has green eyes. And for some reason in this movie, they changed it to blue, which is like Mothra classically had blue eyes. But the Rainbow Mothra is a black and white body with bright green eyes. And that's one of the things that I always liked about it, is because it's so different.
Yeah.
And then in this movie, they were blue. They're back to blue. And I'm like, why'd they do that? Why are they back to blue?
I bet you, like, if we read, because I haven't like the super complete works of the Mothra trilogy with like the official Toho release. I wondered like if it was like after Leo turns to Aqua Mothra, like if like that affects the look or something.
It made me wonder if I missed something. I was like, wait, am I missing something, or just like whatever?
No, it's Mothra when she dies. Mothra Leo, is the larva comes out, and so Aqua Mothra, Armor Mothra, Lightspeed Mothra, Eternal Mothra, all Rainbow Mothra, all of those are Mothra Leo.
Yeah, it's all the same. That's what I thought. Here's the thing that I really dislike the look of in this movie. Anytime Ghidorah's flying, looks really bad. It's like they instead of instead of like doing wires and making him actually move around, they just like filmed a like 1 second shot and made it just move across. And they do it with Mothra sometimes too, but the like whenever you're looking at I don't know which it's I don't know what when Mothra shows up for the first time, it's like this dramatic shot of like a volcano, and then it's just that dumb fucking superimposed Mothra just like getting bigger, you know. And I'm like, I hated the way the flying looked. It is especially Ghidorah looks so stupid. And when Mothra kills Ghidorah at the end, Ghidorah just stops in midair and lets Mothra fly through him. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what? This is how the battle ends? This is so stupid.
I like the like armor Mothra going so fast and like basically cutting through him and killing him that way. But like, you're right.
But he's going, but he looks like he's going 5 miles an hour. It's like Mothra doesn't look like he's going that fast, and Ghidorah just stops and watches it happen. Like
it's kind of funny because most of the time the battle scenes in this trilogy have been pretty good. Like the whole trilogy. I think the battle scenes for whatever kaiju versus whatever kaiju are pretty good. That one was a little lackluster, but yeah, and it also, I mean, really the flying here. The only one that I think can be considered worse from the world of Toho is probably Megaguirus. Honestly, I hate Megaguirus how he flies.
This movie's plot is basically Avengers Endgame. It's like they go back in time and have to fight Thanos in the past, or it's like another the past Thanos or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's enjoyable. It's fun for me. I like Ghidorah a lot. I like the Ghidorah. Yes. I like there's dinosaurs. You got. I see you got.
I got a couple facts. It's funny we've already talked about some of them, but yeah. So this one was Mothra 3 was the least successful financially of the trilogy, but it still was a success. It still finished 7th for the year in Japan on on gross ticket sales. So it was it's not uncommon, right, for the third to be the least successful, right, if you think of a funnel. But yeah, so ultimately the trilogy was a financial success relative to what I think expectations were, but this one was the least, and maybe they were just a little skeptical after Rebirth of Mothra 2, and rightfully so. That this one didn't have as much buzz, but hey, I like I said, I think it was good, but yeah, so that was how much money it made. And then number 9. So I love this because I think one of the fun, fascinating discussions. Yeah, spend a day on Reddit reading Ghidorah, Death Ghidorah, time travel, their actual impact. Did they fight? All that type of stuff, theories. It's amazing. But so as Rebirth of Mothra 1 stated, Death Ghidorah came and destroyed the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. But 65 million years before that, 130 million years ago, that's when we see Cretaceous King Ghidorah. And the argument is, okay, but initially maybe he did kill the dinosaurs because he's alive, but then Mothra Leo goes back, kills him, but then does the tail that regenerates as what we see as the final Grand King Ghidorah, does that one kill the dinosaurs, or were they saved? Like, so many theories, right, about the time travel stuff. And then like, did these meet? We talked about that a lot of the official stuff says that Death Ghidorah was a magma-like alien that fought King Ghidorah, and that's why it looks like that. What did it fight? Cretaceous King Ghidorah? Or did it fight King Ghidorah in space? Like all that stuff, great, fascinating stuff. But when it comes to who came here first, Cretaceous King Ghidorah beats out our good buddy.
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. It was great. Okay, so I think this is one of my, not a fact as much as an opinion. So fun opinion number 1. They give us some of the most excellent, I think, one and done kaiju like designs, right? We talked about probably the best version of King Ghidorah. I think the most fun version of a Mothra larva. I love the primitive Mothra larvas, the armored ones,
like armored. I thought
they were so cool. I think Cretaceous King Ghidorah, like it feels like it's a young, primitive, prehistoric version of Ghidorah. I thought they nailed that design. I think it's great. Of all the Mothras, I don't care too much for the Lightspeed Mothra, but I get they had to make something different to say it goes fast enough to travel back in time. But okay, great. I do like the Armor Mothra, but I love at the end the Eternal Mothra, kind of the final Mothra that we see of the trilogy. So ultimately, like we don't see these in media properties again, but like I love, like for the most part, the designs in this movie are number one for me on why the movie I enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've always thought that it was just cool that there's so many different Mothras in this movie.
Yeah.
And I have some of these toys, the Bandai, like Grand King Ghidorah, the really big one.
Yeah.
I've had that. I remember I bought that a long time ago when I was a kid, whenever I remember I found it at I've told you this story before, but I found like a kaiju store in Massachusetts when I used to visit, and I went and there was like a ton of stuff that I didn't even know what some of it was, but I bought a ton of Bandai and I bought the Grand King Ghidorah. So I've had that thing forever. And, one or two of the Mothra figures I have laying around here somewhere, but yeah, I agree. The designs are all really good. Like the designs are better than the movies themselves.
100%. Yep. Well said. Well said. Okay. So this is actually why I was really excited to watch Rebirth of Mothra for the first time. Cause, late 90s, I'm big into like Japanese wrestling and stuff and whatnot. And of course, even before that, like even in the territory days, everybody knew Atsushi Onita, and Onita, founded FMW, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. He was, his death matches with Terry Funk and Mr. Ganosuke and all that stuff are legendary. And the fact that he was the dad in this, because he wasn't dabbled in acting and stuff, I thought was so cool. Then he became, politician. Then he got kicked out for sex scandals and all this type of stuff. But that's a different podcast. We'll dive into that. But I just remember him doing, early on, one of the great deathmatch stars, and back in the day. So it was really kind of cool to see Atsushi Onita in this film.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 6. So, and 6 and 5 kind of go together. We mentioned this. This is the first film without Kawakita as the director of special effects from the time that he took over in the early Heisei era. And this film is the end of the Heisei era as we think of it from Toho. So, it was it was the first film without him. So, like the last film of the Heisei era was like the first film without him, which is it was interesting. But I do love the glitter. There wasn't enough glitter in this.
I agree. Yeah.
I felt the
this seems like
the scene in the in the Cretaceous period where Mothra's trying to grab Cretaceous King Ghidorah and just hitting it with all the glitter. I was like, that had to be their nod to Kawakita.
Yeah, for sure.
The next one is even more impressive and sad because this was due to his passing. This was the first Toho kaiju film at all. So from 54 until Rebirth of Mothra 3 or Rebirth of Mothra 2, technically, the third one, this is the first one to not have any involvement from Tomoyuki Tanaka. And this was, but his photo was in the film. Photo was in the film in their house, but he died in 97. So it would, it's just kind of crazy that talk about a run.
Yeah, that's a long.
54 to 97. 54 to 97. The only weird thing about it is his involvement starts with one of the greatest films of all time and most important films, and in the kaiju genre, the most important film, and ends with Rebirth of Mothra 2. So that's only So number 4, this is the first time since the original King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, that he wasn't mind controlled. Because if you think about it, Invasion of Astro Monster, Destroy All Monsters, 91. I mean, he's always mind controlled, and then they're like, we'll let him breathe on this one.
That's kind of insane, right? That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The next one is super crazy. Because people get in fights over this. They always say when Ghidorah appears in this, he's the first Godzilla series kaiju, a kaiju that was born from the Godzilla series, and then he went on to later appear in a non-Godzilla film. But that's not true, because in 1962, King Kong vs. Godzilla, which is a Godzilla film just as much as a King Kong film, gave us Giant Octopus. And Giant Octopus returned not only officially in War of the Gargantuas, because he died there, but he was the deleted scene, the alternate ending in Frankenstein Conquers the World. So Giant Octopus is the correct answer here, people. Giant Octopus.
That's pretty crazy.
The next two have to do with kind of in the what if thing, like which I love, especially a lot of these.
Oh, I bet I know what one of these is.
Let's see. The first one is, and it's kind of the same. It was the same story, but I took two parts out of it and separated them because I think they're both very cool and would have been really cool. Number one, instead of the Cretaceous period, Mothra was originally going to go back to feudal Japan.
Oh,
so I think Mothra was going to fight that one in feudal Japan.
Yeah,
how cool would that have been?
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yes, so I think that's neat, and it would have been cool. But then of course, number one, and I kind of we had to wait until the MonsterVerse to get this. But it was going to be Rodan. It was going to be Rodan against Mothra in this one. But then they're like, nah. But the best part is that Rodan gets a cameo in the film. He is seen as the little sprite in the in what are the handheld Sega Dreamcast
when the kids disappear.
Yeah. So I thought that was a fun kind of quirky nod to what we almost got with Rodan. So
listen. They made the right choice.
They did. 100%.
100%. I don't need to see Rodan. It would be kind of listen, this is the third and final film in the Rebirth of Mothra series. You can't just go out with Rodan. Nobody cares.
Close your ears.
People care, but you can't. Rodan is not it has to be a big kaiju. So
it's like
sorry.
Des Ghidorah, Dagara. It's
I would have been into Rodan showing up as maybe some help. Rodan and Mothra together against King Ghidorah.
And maybe he goes back to, or Leo goes back to the Cretaceous period and is getting his butt whooped by Cretaceous King Ghidorah, and there's a Rodan there because you have the dinosaurian thing. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So I have to end it on this though. I'm curious to hear your thoughts here. How do you rank the trilogy now that we're done? How do you rank it?
Oh man, it's so. I think, boy, I would probably go 1, 3, 2.
Okay,
but 3, I don't know. It's weird. I think 1 is a better movie than 3, but 3 is more fun to look at.
Yeah,
because of King Ghidorah. So it's almost hard to, decide out of 1 and 3 which one's actually a better movie. I don't even fucking know, dude. I ranked all 3 of these pretty low on my Letterboxd, but they all have really great imagery. They just look cool. Looking at the posters, there's cool. 2's definitely the worst.
Yeah.
1 and 3 might be neck and neck for me.
Yeah.
How did you rank them?
Similar. Obviously 2 is one of my least favorite movies done. Whatever. But I have 3 slightly over 1, but kind of for the same reasons. But I give 3 a nod because I think 1 has less flaws in it than 3.
Yeah.
But I think 3 swings for the fences a little bit more.
Sure.
And so I appreciate that. And it has some of the worst dinosaur puppets of all time, which I enjoy.
Dude, I was laughing so hard at the dinosaur. It had been a while since I've watched this movie. And I was just like, "Holy fuck! Look at how
and
bad
this is
these And they're running, when the T-Rex is chasing.
And they look at each other at the end with the tail.
Oh my god! And then when the Cretaceous King Ghidorah shows up and eats the T-Rex, I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
How fucking big is this king? Yeah. He's huge.
I don't think he eats him. He throws him off to the side.
He throws him away. Yeah.
And apparently that T-Rex is fine because he's the one that's looking at the. He's like, okay. He basically fell from 70 feet and it's like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, it's I love it because they mess up usually, like, especially in this, actually, no, in like the 70s and 80s, no excuse in the late 90s, but they're like, okay, we'll put like dinosaurs from different eras together. We see that. The best part is, yeah, we get obviously Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, then you get like a Brachiosaurus and you get all this stuff. I'm like, okay. And then they put them in like 130 million years ago. And it's like, that's all wrong.
Yeah.
it's so funny. But like the puppets are so bad.
They're really bad.
It's, and like him running after the Triceratops, like, oh my gosh. Like I was like just dying laughing.
Yeah.
So I more swings and misses, but more swings. So yeah, but very close, very close.
I'm gonna say 3 is the best one, just for the same thing. It's just fun.
Yeah, I'm curious because like I know you're notorious, but in a good way, for your very tough rating scale on Letterboxd and rating films and stuff. You know, like I know like a good movie can still be a 2, right? Like you still have merit. Maybe
I think I gave this movie 2 stars.
Yeah, I think I'm 2. I think I rated this one. I know I rated Mothra 2 either a 1/2 star or 1 star. I think I did Mothra 1. I think I did a 2.5. I think maybe I give this one a 3.
Yeah.
2.5.
I try to think of Letterboxd, like I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, but you can give halves, so it's almost like I gave it 4 out of 10. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I can't remember what the other 2 are, but I don't think any of them got over 2 stars.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think the first Rebirth of Mothra has over the other 2 is that there are 3 musical numbers in the first Rebirth of Mothra. I think this one only had 1, maybe, or
one,
did it have 2?
Twice?
Yeah, it was, I
think just one. Yeah,
I don't
her face goes across the screen. Yeah. Good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to rethink that. But I thought the costuming got progressively better. Like for the Elias, I thought they're like more ornate and crazy, and now with their magical swords and everything. I thought that was good. I thought the kids were less annoying. And we didn't have fucking Gorgo or whatever his name was. That guy. Anyway, we're done with the Rebirth of Mothra.
Yeah, we're done. We'll have to figure out what to do next, what to do for our next episode or our next film episode. I don't know. Maybe we won't even do a movie next time, or maybe.
Hey man, if we start having these types of toy news days and pickups and stuff, that can be a whole episode.
Yeah,
and we've done that many a time, so nothing new for us.
I mean, listen, we haven't. It felt like it's been so. I know, like sometimes we have to shake up the timing or whatever, but for me, it felt like it's been so long since we've done an episode, and now we're at like almost 2 hours. So, it was fun to catch up. We both had a lot of great. I'm excited now. I can open this train set.
Top 10s, 5 top 10s.
Jesus Christ, dude!
5 top 20s, 2 top 10s. You know, but
this is gonna be the year that we do the best on our. We both do the best on our top 10 lists. So
I love it.
I'm gonna have to go through and check mine to see how many things I've already knocked off. But Jay, man, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, I just want to say also one thing. It's not technically a pickup, but I got this awesome, cool Ultra 7 shirt officially licensed. This is from Robo 7. So John Bellotti Jr. Does some really cool stuff. And I was able to pick up I one of those things I've just been sleeping on, and I love me some Ultra 7. So I dig the shirt, go to his stuff and buy some of his I think he has an Etsy store and stuff, but it's officially licensed. It's great stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. I think we're only going to have 1 or 2 episodes before Japan happens. Maybe just 1. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's coming up. So, all right. Well, we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Adios.